Podcast 5, Color With Me Sunday. Hi, and welcome to our first Cozy Sunday Color With Me podcast. I'm Jen, otherwise known as Mrs. G, and I hope this time together feels like you're sitting with a friend. Not a fancy visit, not a polished performance, just you and me, and clearly Max, in a quiet moment in a loud world where we can breathe and be still for a little while. Before we get started, if you'd like to color along with today's page, featuring my sweet little mocha all curled up and cozy, you can find the free printable linked in the description box or in the first comment below. Go ahead, grab it, print it out, or just listen along while you do your own thing. Now listen, I don't know what your morning has looked like. Maybe you woke up to a sink full of dishes or stepped in something suspiciously wet on the floor. Oh, wait, that was me. But I hope that you can set all of that aside for just a little while. Right now, we're going to settle in. Me, you, and Mocha. My real life, real attitude, real snuggly cat who inspired today's coloring page. She's soft and calm and absolutely convinced that the entire house revolves around her nap time. And you know what? I think she might be on to something. So if you've got your coloring page ready, great. If not, no pressure. You can just listen along, or you can pause this while you go print it. You can fold laundry, sip a coffee, or just lay flat on the floor in protest of life. I support that too. Okay, let's talk about the star of today's coloring page, Miss Mocha herself. She's my dilute tortie with the softest fur and this calm, wise look like she's seen some things. The one where you're scrubbing the floor from a 3-day-old coffee stain and they just stare like, about time, Mom. That's Mocha. She silently judges the fact that I still haven't mopped the hallway, but she does it with love. Probably. She has this incredible way of curling herself into the warmest possible place in the house, like it's an art form. A fresh basket of clean laundry, claimed. The sunny spot on the floor that moves with time of the day, she finds it. My freshly printed planner pages, absolutely yes. She lays down like she's just arrived at a 5-star cat spa and stretches her little paws like royalty. She doesn't ask for the world, she simply expects it to be provided. So when I sat down to design this coloring page, I knew I wanted to capture that version of peace, Mocha's kind. She's curled up on a book. Maybe it's a journal or a Bible, or maybe your grandma's old recipe book filled with notes in the margins. I'll let you decide. There's a warm mug next to her, steam rising in little hearts, and blooms all around, like she's nestled right in the middle of a quiet, beautiful morning. She's not worried about what's next. She's not scrolling her phone or stressing about dishes. She's just being. And that's the feeling I wanted to share in this moment. This page isn't just cute. It's a little reminder to rest, to breathe, to sit with quiet for a minute and notice what's soft and still in your world. Because let's be honest, how often do we really let ourselves do that? This page is my way of capturing peace, the kind of quiet that we don't get enough of, the kind of moment where nothing is urgent, no timers are going off, no one's calling your name, just stillness, soft light, and the sound of your own breath. And maybe, just maybe, a sweet cat purring nearby. So go ahead, start coloring. Maybe you're beginning with Mocha's soft fur, layering in some gray, a little cream, maybe even a little warm beige if you're using colored pencils. Or maybe you're coloring it to look like some other cat. That's okay. Or maybe you're drawn to the flowers in the corner. Start wherever your hand wants to go. There is no wrong place to begin. That's the beauty of coloring. And honestly, that's the beauty of a lot of things. That little jar of blooms in the drawing, that was inspired by the ones that I sometimes keep on my windowsill in the summer. Nothing fancy. Sometimes it's just wildflowers the girls picked from the yard. Sweet little stems with crinkly petals and long green weeds still attached. The kind they bring in with proud little hands and big excited eyes like they just discovered a treasure. And to me, they did. Other times, it's one of those $4 grocery store bouquets, the kind that needs a little rearranging to look less like discount bin and more like, I totally have my life together. I fluff them and trim the stems and mix in mason jars, and there you go, instant joy. They don't last long, but they're cheerful. They say someone thought enough to make things pretty, even if that someone was just me. And that's the thing I keep coming back to, that there's something sacred about beauty that's simple. It doesn't have to be big or expensive or showy to be special. In fact, most of the things I treasure in life, the ones that fill my heart in quiet ways, are small. Homemade cards, warm bread, little hands reaching for mine, a cat curled into a loaf on a pile of clean towels, and a moment like this one where I don't have to be anything but present. I've been thinking lately about how often we wait for things to be perfect before we allow ourselves to feel good. We tell ourselves, I'll rest when the house is clean. I'll sit down once dinner's made. I'll enjoy the day after I've gotten everything done. But what if the joy isn't in the finish line? What if it's tucked into these soft pauses, the ones where we so often skip past? In the quiet rhythm of coloring a pencil against paper or crayons against paper, in sipping coffee while it's hot, in standing at the window watching the clouds drift by while a cat purrs against your side. What if joy is not in the rush of life? Because I promise you, your life doesn't have to be perfectly balanced or beautifully lit to be worth enjoying. You don't have to earn your rest. You don't need a spotless kitchen to deserve a slow moment. Even now, as you're coloring or just listening, I hope you let yourself sink into the grace of it. Because Mocha isn't worried about laundry. She isn't scrolling or overthinking. She's stretched out, content, and completely convinced that she is loved because she is. And so are you. If no one has told you this lately, you're doing beautifully. Even if today started with spilt coffee or cereal, even if your plans get thrown out the window before breakfast, even if your house is loud and your to-do list is long and your patience is short, you're still showing up and that counts. Maybe you didn't fold the laundry. I have laundry on my couch that needs to be folded right now. Maybe dinner is a whatever we got situation. Oh boy, that's what we're having tonight. Maybe you're just tired. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. I know we live in a world that's always pushing us to do more, clean more, be more, act, achieve more, hustle, grind, glow up, show up, be everything, all at once with a smile and perfect lighting. But what I want to tell you is something I've been learning the slow and honest way. You don't have to earn your worth through exhaustion. You don't have to earn your peace by crossing off every last thing on the list. You are enough even if the list is sitting there untouched today. What you are doing, loving people, making a home, making meals stretch, giving grace where you can, that is sacred work. That's a legacy work. The memories that our families keep the longest aren't the shiny, perfect days. They're the remember when we all laughed because Mom was trying to make fancy steak and she put wine in it and the steak tasted like grape steak. We had cereal for dinner and stayed in pajama days, the simple, quiet, real days. And that's what I love the most about this moment. This silly little coloring session with a cat and a mug and a cozy chat. Because this right here, this is the kind of memory that stays. These are the hours our hearts remember. Not because they were loud, not because they were fancy, not because they were full of presents or had money poured into them. And friend, if you manage today Just to simply be present, even for 5 minutes, that's more than enough. You're not behind. You are not alone. You're just human, and you are doing it beautifully. And, okay, let's have a tiny detour. Mocha wisdom and cat facts. Did you know that cats sleep up to 16 hours a day? 16! That's their full-time job, and yet somehow they still act completely outraged if you dare disturb their 17th hour of lounging. Mocha is no exception. She's got a full, very official, very important schedule. Nap on the laundry while it's warm. Nap in the sunbeam as it moves across the living room floor. Nap on my open planner. There's always the open one. And sit on a single random piece of paper and declare it a throne. Attempt to drink my water from my cup, even though hers is literally a foot away. And of course, her nightly routine wouldn't be complete without knocking one thing off the table before bed, just to keep me humble, like she's saying, you may have survived the day, but don't get cocky. But here's the thing I've noticed about her. Mocha, she doesn't stress. She doesn't hustle. She doesn't worry about her productivity or compare her nap schedule to anybody else's. She doesn't feel guilty about resting. She listens to what her body needs and she follows it. She finds the softest spot, the warmest patch of light, and she soaks it in without apology. And I know she's just a cat. Well, she's my cat daughter. But honestly, I think there's a lesson in that for the rest of us. Because how often do we ignore the warm spot? How often do we deny ourselves the break, the rest, the breath, because there's something else that should come first? What if we let ourselves slow down a little today? What if we stopped waiting until everything was done to enjoy a moment? What if we gave ourselves permission to rest when we need it, not just when we've earned it? Mocha doesn't wait for permission. She finds comfort, she makes space, she trusts that she'll be loved even if her chores wait, and maybe, just maybe, that's something we all need to remember too. So if you need to close your eyes for 5 minutes after this podcast, do it. If you need to sit with your coffee a little longer or color just one more flower for yourself, please do that. Mocha would. And I think she'd give you the slow blink of approval. All right, my friend, as we start to wind down this cozy little chat, I hope more than anything that you feel lighter, even just a little. Maybe your shoulders aren't up around your ears anymore, or like your jaw is unclenched, like your breath has finally settled into something soft and steady. That's the power of a moment like this. A simple pause, a quiet pocket of peace tucked into a day that might have started out messy or rushed or loud. Whether you colored mocha in with peachy creams and gray fuzz, or you just listened with a cup of something warm in your hands, I want you to know that I am so grateful that you chose to spend these minutes with me. You could have been doing 100 other things, I know that. But instead, you chose a moment of calm. A moment for you, a moment to reconnect with the slower, gentler parts of life. That's beautiful. And if you did color along with today's page, you can tag me on social and use the hashtag colorwithmrsg, or send it directly to me by email. I'll include my address in the description box and the first comment so you can share it privately if you prefer. Seriously, it makes my day seeing your pages. It's like we're sitting together sharing something real, one coloring pencil at a time. And if you don't mind, I would also be sharing a few of them in next week's podcast just to show what everybody's been doing. Thank you for being here, for showing up, for letting me share Mocha and my heart in this quiet little corner of the internet with you. I love you. You are perfect as you are, right now, right here. Not once you get it all done, but just as you are. Whether today is a wonderful day of productivity or it's a curl up and rest kind of day, I hope you move through it with gentleness and grace. Happy cleaning, or relaxing or just being. You're doing more than you know, and you are not alone in this. And if you'd like to color along with today's page featuring my sweet girl Mocha, you can grab it right from the link in the description box or check the first comment below. I popped it there for you too. I'll see you in the next one, my sweet friend. Bye-bye.
Oh, oh, oh. Took out the trash, then sniffed the drain. Spread some spray, it made me sneeze again. Wipe the fridge down, close the door. That weird smell still creeping near the floor. Don't you smell that? I blame the kids, I eyed the mat. Check the couch inside, eyed the cat. Shoes look fine and floors do too, but something's funky, and that's the truth. No one knows what that smell is, but it's lurking like it pays rent. I scrub this house top to bottom, but the stink won't take the hint. It ain't the laundry, it ain't the drain. I'm losing my mind, not my domain. Febreze bleach, not even Windex. No one knows what that smell is. Next. Litter box changed, took out the bin. Even scrubbed the spot where the cat's been in. Checked the washer, checked the vents. The smell still lingers, it makes no sense. I gave up trying, sat in a huff, then found a sippy cup behind the hutch. Open it slow and there it was, the crime scene smell of milky crust. No one knows what that smell is, but it's lurking like it pays rent. I scrubbed this house top to bottom, but the stink won't take the hint. It ain't the laundry, it ain't the drain. I'm losing my mind, not my domain. Febreze bleach, not even Windex. No one knows what that smell is. Next.